Sounds good. I'll go.
Okay.
I'll hit them!
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah! Also, Candace told everyone—
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves. I hope this is clear to you.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale right now?
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation. We all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some people can—
Speaking of the front lines,
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic— Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are
I'm not like the rest of them.
this guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned you have a forbidden knowledge has the power. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all, but the academia has always held a different view. They have always believed that symptoms of madness— Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution?
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering in the sandstorms. At least, that's— Wait a second.
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness—
But if that's the case, what should we do?
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia forest? That whole— the world forget me thing?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord. To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check up
Where are we going?
to an Eremite base. Oh, you made it.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes! We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others—
Aren't those devices for canned knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
Look here.
Huh? More canned knowledge? Are you going to—
What's that look on your face?
Paimon's a little scared, but very—
That's an inch. Anyway, we're not going to use this. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule. Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali? Good. Now, please get ready and put on—
You want us to record our
Yes,
Paimon—
I understand. But trust me, Paimon, because to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encourage—
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone— Now, Open your eyes. Here,
What's this?
read it out loud. It's done.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effect.
But what was the point of doing this?
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to... Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born. After all that time, what do you think?
A fool?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to...
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting.
Things you're interested in are really out there. Are all...
Anyway, that's enough. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Reba.
Small pro...
We're going to take...
Rain outlines your fate.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought.
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture. And
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. Al-Haytham's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
my friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me pursue...
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Al... Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently...
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon. This is also something... Rahman's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards, in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can we work with the guards?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Rebot would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big...
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you. Am I...
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable once push comes to... I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to...
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know important things like this.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey,
knew you would say that.
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve, we have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory.
Well, now that you've put it that way. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only... Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendro Archon and those of King Deshret. Everyone's life is equal.
Okay, you.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there. Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations...
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting?
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain el Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies for...
As many as Ain al-Ahmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint-up.
Then I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
Because this is work. Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon skip. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed, even if that guard doesn't know?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino is...
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation. So actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to...
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to... If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those... But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your...
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make... Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entire...
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through...
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic, but can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar to your real life, decisive and principled. You were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit. So, in my opinion...
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive.
I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped.
Paimon's so glad.
Next time, pay attention during our...
Will do.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Grand...
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working with me.
Beep! Construct!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the...
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone as well...
There's no need for flattery. Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's airman. Any questions about the time or...
None at all, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, get ready.
Time for the operation!
Keep up. Ha.
Over there! Our helpers have arrived already! Let's hurry over!
Wait.
Oh, it's you!
You're my assistant, remember? Being my assistant, you must stay with me.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here.
It's to show how important we think the operation... Since this is a...
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. They are our only leads for the case. If they die...
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are...
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome. What are you... Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in a deal.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit sales. If you vow...
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia?
I'm not here to talk.
Oh, nobody's given me this much time of day. Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades. Solidified!
There is no escape!
No, my sword!
See?
in the butt.
Order guide you. Gather.
Witness the power. Shine down. Wow.
I hear everything.
Solidify.
Illusion shattered.
Can't see. Keep up.
This is order.
It's over.
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Aramite mercenaries and related...
You pitiful dead
I'm afraid.
King Deshret will curse you.
Silence!
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to...
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino. I will now take my leave. If you need further...
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
This part of the plan went really...
Yes.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Ram on there? Sure.
Once we're done here, I'll return to care of...
Yeah, you're...
It's not that... Go join up with her.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if he'll feel miffed about it?
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone should be enough to bring him to our side. If we need help, Tainari is the best. Get ready for the next phase of the plan.
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you waiting.
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of. I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All right, I'll stop. All joking aside,
But we...
our responsibility is to get us dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that. According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis DI and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that Tainari still has the academia. So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the doctor. Then, the sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side. You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for Mora.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employees...
How much Mora do you want? I was not sure we can afford it.
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say? I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely when they smile. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried. Looking good! I hope this pretty smile will become our lucky... There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joy... Let's go. It's time.
Paimon. And you are?
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an eremite.
A mercenary? You must have some big news for me.
It's something really important. Please help us out.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any passerby. Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me? The doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask.
Yes, I know him. Actually, he left Party's DI just...
He left already?
Yeah, he came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met. For now, all we can share with you is that you're...
Sino, you said. I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the academia. Okay. I will answer your questions and will assist you any way.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried?
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, none of you strike me as that you don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would...
And what do you mean by take away? Is he planning to...
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean... you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by...
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you recruited many informants.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have something to say.
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take...
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself...
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of...
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the... I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery.
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the academia. Her situation, transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person currently responsible for her treatment, your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that, just like many other scholars, he possesses an aura of arrogance that I've come to detect. It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's so confident in himself and his abilities, to a point of near insanity. I would never refer a patient to someone like him. I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say, you are not like... Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in... Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of it. It's just as the academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but...
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock in his eyes. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation. From his tone, I can sense that he's always looked down on others.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that...
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know a little more, it should be...
Sorry, we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you helped us anyway. I won't forget your kindness.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, recently my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to...
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. The handwriting and tone are both familiar. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots stand for... This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me. Someone already worked...
I'd like to ask you to do that for me. If you can keep yourself safe, please withdraw immediately at the first hint of danger.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove myself from the situation. If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period...
All right, we've got a plan.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant.
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like...
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever the sages say. I know what I'm doing. On that note, aren't you also being quite distrustful of your alma mater?
The Academia, yes, but my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was a student, I was worried he'd get in trouble for sticking to his beliefs. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long.
I see. So you noticed something was up with the Academia from...
This may well be how Sino became involved in all this. In that case, I must keep... Also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. Trust... I think this may be something he needs to hear right now.
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell him.
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down this Harbinger. Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he left Pardistia?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way. According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he mean by that? We need to be extra careful when dealing with the Just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where he went!
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you have to do is just follow me. That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage. Clearly they're in a hurry. It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems to be where...
Port Ormos?
That's right. Let's go to... transport is...
Let's keep going and see.
Now, this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnaya Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland. Back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him. It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday, but his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
He must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can... This place will do. We can hide here while we keep...
Uh-oh. He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving at...
It's time to say goodbye.
Wait, is...
Huh? You mean...
And where are all the soldiers we saw in the...
They were all here just a few...
So this was a trap. Wait.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no. They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to parties.
Huh? What do you mean?
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. If I were the Fatui, I would also try to take her...
Oh no!
Let's go!
Paradis Di is not a place you Fatui can just show up and do it.
I believe we've already made ourselves quite clear. Our superior gave us permission to search for a...
But you've been in Sumeru for some time already. I find it coincidental that you chose...
Even the Grand Sage himself may not have the right to question our research, much less an ordinary scholar. I've done my duty to inform you. Don't make things...
It would seem that my words have fallen on deaf ears. You can keep trying to deny it, but coming to Paradis Di now?
With all due respect, your baseless speculations will only lead to...
Well, you only have your Harbinger to blame. He knows nothing about keeping a low I may be staying at Paradis Di as a scholar, but that doesn't mean I'm no... It is still my duty to protect the peace and safety.
Then it seems our conversation...
No one will lay a hand on you, Hypatia. Not on my... I'm fine.
These Fatui have really crossed the line. Time to teach them a lesson.
There's no use resisting! Give us Hypatia! Keep dreaming!
Yeah, Tainari! Beat him up!
Let me lead you ahead. Rain, outline me.
Doctor's orders are absolute!
Yeah? You've been someone's lapdog for so long that you don't know anything else now.
Prepare yourself! This is order! We're not getting anywhere. Traveler, Paimon, please go to Hypatia. We need...
Got it! Hypatia's still here. Well, how is she? Oh, that's good.
So, you think this is over?
What? The ballet...
I've missed that look of abject horror. You've given me that look every time we meet.
But, where...
I can hear all of your thoughts, you know. Don't you remember? I already saw you the first time you came to... I didn't need to do anything. It is her honor to be able to connect...
who are you talking to?
I know you must be curious. I might as well tell you that I decided to enter Hypatia's consciousness the moment I sensed... I wanted to observe you on a fool's errand.
Hey, Traveler!
My deification is nearly complete. All that's left now are just some fun... Do you understand? Even if you manage to rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali, it will be impossible for you to defeat a bona fide god like me. Is it wise to force that childlike god into a divine battle against me? Scholars consider the god of wisdom to be the sum total of their faith. It's how they can justify reverence for a god as they construct it. But this also shows that humanity's worship of gods is a combination of blasphemy and exaltation. It's truly laughable. Yes. Yeah, I'm in a good mood, which is why I'm talking to you like this. What do you mean? Those words, but you're wrong. I'm different from all of you. I was born to become a god. My entire life up until this point has just been a meaningless routine. Just think about a sheet of paper. By itself, it holds no meaning. All I had recorded down before were some painful memories and boring human feelings. Indeed, to me, the sight of you fools in your futile struggles is far more amusing. Tell me, just what has this world done? I'm connected to your consciousness, so I can hear what you're... This is a good conversation we're having. So here's a word of advice. Let go of your misguided guardian complex. You know nothing about... It'll be for your own good, as well as everyone else's. Humans are... Ah, you've seen my affection for her. If you were in my position, I think you'd feel the same way. She peered into my consciousness and saw my past. All gods need followers. So Hypatia has been chosen. Her appearance heralds my imminent arrival at the throne of divinity, while her worship shall become my glory. You're doubting me again? No matter. Soon, you'll know what kind of authority you're challenging. Who wants to hurt my devout follower? The doctor wants to hurt my first follower? How very amusing. Has anyone ever told you that you're not... The doctor has never known his place. Even now, the puny human thinks himself capable of interfering in the business of the new god. You're still too naive if you think a few words will be enough to convince me to destroy the doctor. But I'm willing to give you a gift. Just like my expression. It is an honor for you to be able to stand here and speak with me. As my listener, you will be rewarded. Both good things and bad things can be called gifts. After all, gods have never needed to be...
Ah! Paimon hears thunder! That person Paimon couldn't see sure chatted with you for a while. Where is the storm headed? That means anyone outside is in danger! Let's... Oh! Have the Fatui retreated? Hey! What?
He's hurt.
I'm fine.
Don't move. I've seen eremites get struck by lightning before.
Struck by lightning?
We were fighting, and just as things started looking grim, the weather suddenly became extremely strange. Lightning started attacking everyone, almost as if luckily there were only two of us, and both of us were nimble enough to dodge most of the strikes. There were a lot of Fatui, though, and they were being torn.
With that, all the Fatui soldiers were forced to retreat. Why are you sorry? It's all right. My wound aside, you look like you've seen something unpleasant.
Hey, didn't I tell you not to move?
Just in case. Thank goodness she's fine.
Hey, how about taking care of yourself first?
I understand my condition. The wound is not fatal.
Ugh. The more you understand medicine, the worse of a patient you become.
I know. They always think they can push through the pain.
Oh, he sat down.
Let me rest for a bit.
So that's what you were talking to the balladeer about?
The academia's...
That sounds, ambitious, I guess? Anyway, this is as long as I can enjoy every day with a drink in my hand, tasty food in my stomach. I must be the least ambitious person who's ever set foot in Party's DI.
Don't say that. I haven't even thanked you for your help back.
Don't mention it. Well, if nothing else, all this proves that the doctor really did have some urgent matter to attend to. Maybe the Fatui want to cover up some secret of the balladeer. Is that why they tried to seize Hypatia?
You said the balladeer claimed that Hypatia has seen his past. So...
Have you noticed? The balladeer is not happy with the doctor's actions. He thinks the doctor has no right to consider himself as his...
So, if the doctor was to show up again, would the balladeer...
Based on what the traveler has said, I think he would. Having the doctor gone benefit... In other words, we've successfully completed this stage of the plan.
Yay! That's a...
I'm also happy for...
Thank you for the help, Tainari. Make sure you...
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps things up for us here at Party's DI. Let's continue to keep a low profile.
Violet grass.
All right, everyone is here.
How did everything go?
Let's report back one by one. We've made the necessary modifications to the Akasha terminal. In addition,
I'll go next. The Traveler and I went to Party's DI.
Who was behind it?
Well, that's the tough part. What should I say, Traveler? The Fatui or the Balladeer? After some back and forth, we confirmed that the Doctor has left Sumeru by boat. He has something urgent to attend. So, we've successfully removed the Doctor from the picture. Also, Tainari's
Good.
Oh, Tainari also asked us to tell you this message. Trust your own...
Everything also went smoothly on my side. The Eremites should have arrived at their destination by now. To avoid alerting the quarry, they will stay there for now.
I can't believe you actually got so many Eremites into Sumeru City.
It's all thanks to Rahman and his brave team, as well as their bold strategy.
It appears to have been very effective. I'm glad to hear it. Well, is that everything?
Huh? Wait, you mean that's it?
Well, what else is...
Shouldn't you end with some words of encouragement? You know, to fire it.
Personally, I'd rather we all go home and get some rest.
I'll hate them.
Oh, and if you wanted someone to say something to that effect, then I must reiterate that I'm here to... So you should find someone more suitable to do that.
But I thought all of you Academia big shots were great speakers.
Then I should remind you that I'm the scribe.
I know that.
A scribe is responsible for recording meetings, not speaking.
Fine, whatever. Well, Sino doesn't seem to be much of a talker either. I guess that leaves it to...
Employer?
Yep. The Traveler hired me. That's right. So come on, boss. What do you have to say for...
Yeah! Say something to boost morale! Huh? What are you all doing here? Oh, it's Nilu! Hey, everyone.
Not at all. I was actually...
Judging from... But you also look like you're up to no good.
Welcome, Nilu. Would you like to join us?
Huh? You mean... You also want to discuss something important with me?
Yes. Something very important. Nilu, are there any breaks in your performance schedule in the upcoming days?
Huh? Wait, you're seriously inviting me? I can't believe my ears. You are truly the bravest and most passionate people of Sumeru. Well, oh, right. The Traveler and Paimon are not from Sumeru. But I'll try my best for Lesser Lord Kusanali. If I can...
Remember, believe in yourself.
Okay. I'll get my friends at the Grand Bazaar.
Just remember not to say too much. Be discreet.
Yep.
All the preparations are done. Now, can we...
So, have you thought up what you'd like to say, boss?
Yep. It's a grand plan and we're all super...
Well said. A good night's rest before...
Thankfully, I've had my place to myself recently.
Huh?
Oh,
All right, let's all go home and get a good night's... Okay. So... Yep, good night, Today's the Academia's new...
Hello, you two.
Not really. What about you all, Hatham?
Naturally, I slept just fine. After all, a good rest should be considered part of the plan, since energy is an important resource.
You just want to show off.
It's crucial to dissipate any tension before we execute our plan.
The only thing you're doing is being.
Anyway, do you need me to go over the game plan again? Our target is Grand Sage Azar's office. Everyone in the Academia knows that's where the Grand Sage's console is. Only they can operate it. Many restricted commands and operations are executed via that console. I'm sure that console has a way to free Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You know, Hyman's been thinking. What kind of tech?
That isn't something they could have accomplished with their scholarly talents alone. In the Sanctuary of Suristhana, there's a device of Greater Lord Rukadevata's that she once used to isolate herself while meditating. 500 years ago, the Grand Sage at the time modified the device so that it could no longer be controlled from the inside. They were effectively trapping one god with the power of it. Don't forget, today is Nagarbaha Day. Arguably, the sages and core academia personnel are busy loading the latest batch of research developments and legal decrees into knowledge capsules so that they can be entered. All the Darshan's researchers have their noses to the grindstone, and the academia's grounds are flowing with all sorts of people. It's the perfect time for an infiltration. When the Grand Sage leaves his office to supervise the entering process, that's our cue to access the console and free the Dendro Archon. Well, yes. That's just the visible side of our plan. If precedence holds, the Academia should have already started preparing for Nagarbaha Day.
Everyone should be in position.
Let's go.
So are we just gonna?
Yes. Were you expecting a stealth?
Paimon.
Scribe? Please, wait. Are you...
That's me.
No. I was just surprised to see you here. I had heard that... And, also... Please don't bring outside guests into the Academia.
Outside guests? How did you arrive at such a conclusion? Your groundless inference shame...
What did you say? I'm the top student in Haravatat.
That wasn't my intention. As your Haravatat senior, I just assumed that you possessed a greater aptitude for critical thinking. Look, based on what you already know, the purpose of my return and the reason they're here should be obvious.
Is that so? What, the sages search for you? So, from the start, the sages weren't looking for you, but...
Hey, shh. Yes, you've proven yourself as the top student in Haravatat. I surmise you've arrived...
As I expected. Please, forgive me. I wasn't thinking...
It's nothing. We'll be on our way.
All right. Thank you for your...
What the heck just happened now?
I'm afraid I don't know either.
You have no idea?
Mm-hmm. He convinced himself of whatever truth he came up with. That is the so-called pride of a scholar. If someone questions their academic facility, they will instantly feign understanding to keep up appearances. Nowadays, the academia is rampant with this type of scholar. They're obvious farces of intellect only...
Wow, so there are special ways to deal with smart people.
We shouldn't waste any more time. It would be problematic if we missed our window of opportunity.
Is this the Academia's library?
Indeed. Known as the House of Dana.
There are a lot of students going through...
The Academia marches to a fast beat, especially since it's Nagar. Just act natural.
What's this platform?
It's a lift that Academia
Are we gonna take it then? The Grand Sage?
No, not right now. We can't guarantee that we won't run into the Great Sage.
You think the Grand Sage will exit, and after he does, we'd sneak past him?
Who knows? However, if we can confirm Azar's current location, our operation...
Allow me to offer you a hint. If you wish to know his location, look behind you. Do not tell me you believed the Academia would not grow suspicious of you after such a prolonged absence. An eyewitness had informed me of your whereabouts.
Great Sage, I didn't expect you to care so much about...
I'm sure. But compared to you, I am far more interested. It's a pity that only now have I been afforded the opportunity to formally meet two of Sumeru's most esteemed guests. I do apologize for my... Excellent. You immediately initiated discussion instead of attempting to prepare some perfunctory excuse. The foot traffic here renders this place unsuitable for discussion. Please...
This place is crawling with guards. There's no way out for us.
All right then, traveler. What did you wish to discuss with me? Today is Niagarbaha Day, so I still have many You seem to know quite a bit about our endeavors. If that is so, then you should be praising our great work, rather than using your trivial misgivings in a futile...
Trivial?
Then tell me, what do the Fatui want from me? Those are all completely worthless. Benefits, divine power, these materialistic words, creating a god. Yes, we are using human wisdom to if humanity cannot attain omniscience and omnipotence, then we shall create a god to reveal them. This is the pinnacle of human wisdom. We shall regain a god's guidance at long last. No longer will we flout. Even Ermin's soul will be freed from its plight. For our nation of scholars, this is the ultimate aspiration. No cost is too great to realize it. You will never understand the rapture of having a god be born within your very hands. With your degree of knowledge, you cannot even comprehend such an emotion. Gods exist on a plane that far eclipses humanity. Care for the people, fend off sandstorms, fabricate silly fairy tales. These are but child's play for the... We are a people favored by Greater Lord Rukadevata. Though I may have personally not seen it, our forefathers bore witness to true... The ascension of the Lesser Lord has brought nothing but bewilderment to the scholars. They all ask, is that truly what... With that in mind, it is better to keep her isolated in the sanctuary of Surasthana.
What a pathetic justification! Do you really think that only the super smart or powerful should be able to...
As per your judgment, Grand Sage, they are indeed dangerous individuals. Not only are they acting against the Academia, but their ideologies have the potential to lead scholars astray. Looks like there really was merit in my assignment.
I'll hate them? Are you...
Anyway, I've brought them to the Academia as ordered, but it took some time and trouble. Oh, that reminds me. Here's the investigation report. It's a summary of my time spent with the Traveler, an array of information about him.
I'll hate them? So you're... We finally started to trust you!
Excellent. Detailed content. As it is Niagarbaha Day, I'll enter the information.
We'll be monitored, just like Sino.
With the Akasha's calculation prowess, all of your actions will be predicted with an accuracy of... To put it into words you can understand, wherever you go, you will be walking under an invisible leash. Are you not familiar with the concept that great responsibility begets an equally great system? In any case, you are Sumeru's most concerning external variable. Locking you down will greatly decrease the chance of any undesirable outcomes coming to pass.
You're despicable!
Despicable? perhaps from your perspective, but your ploy was to
Lord Azar, I know what you're trying to say, but I've been following your plan this entire time. Why are you doubting?
Must I delineate your entire plan? First off, I received an eyewitness report that you were spotted with the traveler at Caravan Rebat. However, you immediately departed. Judging by the time, you all likely encountered the truant General Mahamatra in the desert.
Maybe Paimon shouldn't.
The Academia had not received correspondence from its scribe for a prolonged time. You were also in the company of the Traveler, a close associate of Lesser Lord Kusanali and General Mahamatra. With their instigation, what was the probability that you would betray the Academia?
Regardless, that's only a guess. The facts are that I've brought the Traveler right before you, and
Indeed, your boldness deserves praise. To think that despite status as an outlander, if I'm correct, you have a contingency plan to save Lesser Lord Kusan, sneak into the Academia on Nia Garbaha Day, using Al-Haytham's status as the scribe. For there is a good chance, should your intentions be discovered, Al-Haytham will turn traitor and sacrifice the Traveler, thus proving his innocence. He can then stay inside the... As for Sino, according to the Akasha's calculations, he will soon return to the Academia and...
You'll see me as a traitor regardless of what I say. Even if you impugn me, it would have little effect on you all.
You misunderstand. Losing our scribe would irreparably damage the Academia's regular operation. However, under the current circumstances, even that is trivial.
You said that I betrayed the Academia, but you, Azar, you...
So flight has turned to fight at long last. Well, what do we have here? So you stole that divine knowledge capsule.
Traitor! You traitor!
Even the most rational scholar will yearn for the power of a god in a moment of desperation. Aren't you doing the exact same thing as me, Al-Haytham? Unfortunately for you, no god will lend you their power.
Azar!
He has gone completely insane. Take him to the Matra and exile him to Aru village. Then find someone to take these two to the confinement room. I'll deal with them later.
Grand Sage, we've finished all required preparations for Nyagarbha Day. We may begin to enter the capsules now.
Excellent. You may begin.
Paimon got a bit carried away there. How was Paimon acting just now? Great, huh? Everything's going according to plan so far. We made it into confinement, and Al-Haytham's probably done with his part too. We even managed to trick Grand Sage Azar. Al-Haytham, what are we doing next? Paimon has trouble remembering things when she's worked up. Right.
Apart from that, we still have yet another goal in the first stage of our operation.
What? Why do we want to get...
He's always been the person the sages are most afraid of, as well as the greatest obstacle to their successful implementation of their plan. Once the traveler is imprisoned, the sages will likely think that everything is under control, and with their guard down, the next phase of our plan will have a much higher chance.
I can already see the pompous looks on their faces.
Oh, that's a super tricky plan. But Paimon still thinks it's not really worth.
That isn't the only reason, of course. He has a more important task once he's... According to the Academia scholars in Ramon's custody, Lesser Lord Kusanali has sealed off her consciousness in the Akasha ever since she was captured by the doc. That way, they can't pry any more information from her. Even if we break into the sanctuary of Surasthana, it will take time to awaken Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness. We need to do that in advance.
So our job is to wake up Nahida! Okay, totally worth getting thrown in jail for.
The confinement room is inside the Academia, close to the sanctuary of Surasthana. It's a completely enclosed space, and you won't be... I'll work with Ramon's scholars to make some modifications to your Akasha terminal. Once you're in, get as close as you can to Lesser Lord Kusanali and try to connect to her consciousness. However, as for whether she'll actually wake up, that will...
You've been wearing your Akasha terminal today. Paimon thought they'd take our Akasha terminals when they locked us up in here. Were they being careless? Alright, so what now? Sounds easy enough. We can finally talk with Nick. There's a light flashing on your Akasha terminal. It's almost like... the faster it blinks, the better the signal. Is this the right spot? Are you getting anything?
Nahida! Hey, Nahida!
When did it first start? Oh, right. It started from... I want to become a worthy Archon. So I've kept studying. Kept listening to my people and their hearts. Kept looking for a way to save Irminsul. So I can catch up. Catch up to Greater Lord Rukut. But I'm stuck in the sanctuary of Sur. The sages are creating a god to replace. And I'm forced to lock my consciousness in this...
Nahida! Nahida!
It's so quiet here. Now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever actually listened to my own inner... Do Archons have them? Should Archons have them? Have I been doing the right thing? Am I really not needed? How do I really... It's so quiet here.
Since you're the god of wisdom, You've known the answers to all these questions since the very beginning, haven't you?
Who are you? You're right, though. I won't...
Nahida! Nahida?
Did you wake me up?
We're here to rescue you. Are you alright?
I'm fine. When I think of everything that's happened to me...
You should have been angry ages ago.
Huh? Oh, you're back! How's everything? That's wonderful news! Great! We weren't locked up for nothing. When you went to wake up Nahida, Paimon was listening for You were out for a long time. There are fewer and fewer scholars going about now. You think everyone's done with their Nyagarba? Yep! So that means our...
Nilou, are you sure about this? You're taking such a great risk.
I'm sure, and I'm going. You know that I don't like to pass up any opportunity.
All right. You seem to have a lot of trust in them, so... But if anything happens, the few of us here may not be able to help you.
Don't worry. They've been through worse. Everything's going to be fine.
All right. You know, if you really do get arrested, we'll do everything we can to get...
Thanks, Mr. Zubair. You're so very kind. Definitely more than usual. But it's because I'm worried I won't...
It's okay. Just focus.
You sure know how to talk. Taking off.
Well, thank you both.
Ooh, that sounds great.
All right, let's get back to business. Nilou?
I was planning on telling them something like, the Academia has been conducting a weird experiment.
Oh, you couldn't think of anything better? Oh well, I guess...
I think it sounds great. I'm counting on you guys.
Don't worry. It'll be a piece of...
Hey, Nilou. Sorry, it's great to see you, but I'm really busy right now. Do you want some candy?
Vihar, thank you so much for doing all of this. And even dressed up... I'll pass on the candy, though. I cut back on sweets in the period leading up to a performance, and I'm about to start one.
You have a point. The stage is cleared and everything...
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm really...
You're welcome. The honor's all mine, since I'll have such a great view of the show.
ever seen a performance like this. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I heard that public performances like these have been banned. I can't believe she's doing this here.
Grand Sage, there's some commotion outside.
How uninteresting. Issue the new Prohibition Act from the Akasha to the guards. They'll know what to do.
Do you think we should, like, stop her?
Let's just watch for a little bit longer.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a lot of guards just ran by. Does this mean the plan has moved on to the next stage? Yep. It's come to think of it. When did Alhaitham replace the knowledge capsule that was about to be entered into the Akasha? Oh, so that's when he did it! Paimon was too nervous to notice. Speaking of, didn't Alhaitham also yoink the divine knowledge capsule from that mercenary leader? It's a time-tested trick of his. Why are we complimenting him? Yeah, he's smart. Let's review our plan for this stage. Paimon remembers that Nilou's task was supposed to go a bit like this.
Now that Lesser Lord Kusanali's consciousness has been forcefully sealed, the core figures of the academia and their guards have started to wear their Akasha. With the doctor's technological support, they think they have nothing to fear.
How despicable of them to rely on.
But this is also our I was originally asked to draft the knowledge capsule for the Artistic Performances Prohibition Act when I was still at the academia. It should be on the Grand Sage's desk right now, and will be entered into the Akasha during the next Nyagarbaha Day.
Are they really going to stop all artistic performance?
I'll make an identical knowledge capsule, but this time, I'll smuggle some misleading information into it. We only need to find an opportunity to switch the capsules. Once it's been entered into the Akasha on Nyagarbaha Day, if someone were to be seen performing in, the sages would definitely use that opportunity to announce the ban. And so, the misleading information will be disseminated amongst the
Sure sounds complicated. But it seems like if everything goes well, we'll be able to get... That's pretty clever, getting right into their heads. I just have one question. Even if we manage to get the misleading info out to the guards, how can we be sure that they'll believe...
People who are used to relying on the Akasha become less inquisitive, and their ability to distinguish truth from misinformation is significantly reduced. They will view everything the Akasha releases to them as the unequivocal truth.
The Akasha will turn humans into machines. I've seen it happen many times.
Yikes. Good thing I didn't wear it for long when I was working in Sumeru City. At first, I thought it was a good thing too. By the way, this plan still requires a performer, right?
Do you have someone in mind?
Nilou of Zubair Theater. I know her really well. We can trust her. I'm kinda hesitant to ask her to participate in a dangerous plan like this, but we can ask...
All right. After the guards and the academia are gone...
Then it'll be time for me and my... Here they come. Did you see that, Raman? They came out from the...
After laying low in the city for so long, this is the moment we've been waiting.
We couldn't do anything to them inside their coop. But outside the
With a lioness like you, the prey sure won't be able to run far.
we still need to eliminate the guards as soon as possible. If we give the sages enough time to realize what's happening...
Yeah, all they've done is to sit on their cushy salaries and twiddle their thumbs all day while we fought and struggled every day in the desert.
Speaking of which, most of the guards who report directly to the 6 sages belong to the Corps of 30, but they have a completely different reputation. Following those blasted sages every whim, throwing away all the principles of being a mercenary. As someone in the same profession, I'm obligated to teach him a good lesson today.
Indeed. The trap.
All right, let's each take a road and herd those scattered guards back into one place. Make sure to attract their attention.
You gave such an important task to that child. Will he be okay?
It'll be fine. Isak was so determined to help, so let's put our faith in him. Besides, even if he's caught, the guards would be too scared to do anything to him. They've never seen Lesser Lord Kusanali in person, after all.
You've got a point.
Good luck.
Hey, do you remember what you need to do, Isak? When the guards get here, you'll pretend to be Lesser Lord Kusanali and run away from—
Oh, yeah, I remember. Of course I do.
Relax. Don't think about getting caught. Even if that happens, we won't leave you behind. You only need to think about getting the guards' attention and leading them to the Grand Bazaar.
Okay, got it. I'm here to pay back Lesser Lord Kusanali for helping—
Hey, they're here. I can see the Academia guards.
All right, it's time, Isak.
Why is there a guard over there? Did he already run ahead of me? This is different from our plan. But there's no time. I need to make a choice.
Let's have a look behind the house.
What should I do next?
Huh. Looks like nothing's here. A wasted time.
Luckily, he didn't check behind the tree. The guard looks alert. What should I do next?
Hey, stop! I saw you. Don't.
The guard looks alert.
Doesn't seem like anything unusual's around here.
Looks like the guard finally left. I need...
Hey! Lesser Lord Kusanali is over there! Stop!
What? Lesser Lord Kusanali? How did I not notice that?
They found me. This is bad. Where should I go?
The target suspected to be Lesser Lord Kusanali. Where did she go? How did she disappear? Did we lose her? Hurry up!
Hey, why is your team here? Didn't we say to split up our search?
Hurry! Hurry! This place is... Why are you all here?
Yeah, isn't it one heck of a coincidence? Everybody's here. What on earth is going... I suppose that's all of you?
Who are you? Did you set us up? What are you
Phew, that was rough. I almost got...
Little brat? So you're not actually Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Just some colleagues. Think of this as a business competition, or a personal grudge. After stepping into our traps, stop thinking of yourselves as hunters. Behave like the prey you are.
ambush! How's that possible? This is Sumer.
You've spent all your time hiding away in the academia.
This is odd. The academia has quieted down after the conclusion of the Niagara. Where are the guards? Why have I not seen a single...
Grand Sage, how may I be of assistance?
I called for the guards. Why did you come?
My apology. Right now, all academia guards have entered the city to perform the ordered arrest.
Arrest? Who? I have an
arrest Lesser Lord Kusanali, right?
Lesser Lord Kusanali? You mean she has just...
Yes, I wouldn't dare make... Right now, everyone is in a panic, and many are saying that...
What happened? Just Lesser Lord Kusanali somehow escaped? That's impossible. The academia is heavily guarded today, and any order to release Lesser Lord Kusanali would be strictly confidential. Besides, what manner of trickery did they employ? How could Lesser Lord Kusanali disappear? Wait. How was the arrest order distributed to the guard?
It was issued by the Akasha earlier today. Only you have the authority to send messages like that, so...
Let me check. Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the Akasha indeed contains this information, and it clearly appears... How did they bypass my permissions to issue this kind of message? Was it the report about the traveler that Alhaitham submitted? No. I specifically checked that knowledge capsule before entering it into the Akasha. Well, even if I figure it out now, it won't make it. Have you been to the sanctuary of Surasthana to confirm that
Confirm? No, it may be a bit offensive to say this, but... Grand Sage, how can the information in the Akasha be inaccurate? What the Akasha decrees is fact. That is... If we have to confirm the information and knowledge from the Akasha ourselves, then how is that any different from us learning that information ourselves? Wouldn't Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's...
In the beginning, it was I who asked you to believe in the Akasha, to believe in the legacy left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. Are you trying to use...
No, Grand Sage. I'm merely confused because I believe in you. I never meant to refute you.
Stay here and see if there are any suspicious people around. I'll go to the sanctuary.
Yes, Grand Sage.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has escaped from the sanctuary of Surasthana. Go to... How can that be? Stop thinking about it. Stop. There must be a trick of theirs. As long as I personally confirm it. Ah! Impossible. That's impossible. There must be something wrong.
What a comical sight, Azar. Once the Akasha has put certain thoughts into your head, even the Grand Sage can no longer see what's right in front of him. You all can only see the world in your mind, the one you think you know. And precisely because of this, you disregarded Lesser Lord Kusanali's existence. She has been a wise and worthy...
Sino. The Akasha predicted that you would return to the academia to confront me. But I didn't expect...
No, you were blinded. Your faults stem from your reliance on the Akasha. You're still the same as always.
I truly did not expect a proud person like you to cooperate with Alhaitham and the Traveler.
People change, Azar. Admit it. The Akasha can't predict...
Then tell me, what have you found during...
You want to buy time? This is the sanctuary of Surasthana. Under your own regulations, even academia staff are forbidden. As for the investigation, I've at least confirmed that you are guilty of insurgency against the Archon. A serious crime.
So what? Did you do all of this so I would plead guilty in front of you, General Mahamat?
No. I want you to plead guilty in front of the Archon. You once said that I had no standing to judge you. So now, how about judgment in the name of a god?
How long do we have to wait? Paimon wants to know how things are going out there. Paimon hasn't heard any sounds outside for a while. Hopefully something... Yeah, but aren't you scared that we... Thinking about it, at least Paimon has... When Paimon thinks of Nahida being imprisoned...
Here comes your savior.
Dia! Paimon just knew you would come to rescue us!
You two really owe me some big thanks. I had to search through who knows how many guards to find the key here. It felt even more...
Thanks a lot. Need Paimon to rub your shoulders?
No, that's, I'll pass.
What are you afraid of?
Now isn't the time to talk about being ticklish. Things in the city and on Sino's side are both going well. The guards that stormed out of the academia are all taken care of. The Corps of 30 is in charge of the city's defenses, but we already talked to Asfand. They've been fed up with the sages bossing them around. As long as it doesn't break their employment contracts, they'll turn a blind eye.
That's probably because you've been super great friends with them for a long time.
The Grand Sage is in his custody. Even I know how terrible it is to fall into Sino's hands, so he probably does too. Sino forced him to release Lesser Lord Kusanali. He has no choice. So, hurry to the sanctuary of Surasthana. We should have already rescued our Archon. Honestly, I didn't expect our ragtag bunch to do this well. We just came together last minute to save the Archon, you know. Alright, you two better go. I still have to clean up some messes in the city. See you around.
They say this is the first time we've met in real life. Before, we've only met in dreams. Consciousness, thank you so much for coming to... During this time, I did some self-reflection. My sense of inferiority and yielding to the academia led to all of this, and created so much trouble for you all. Exactly! We're here because you're a good Archon and... Amazing. So this is how it feels to walk out of that cage with my own It's like I just had an endlessly long dream. I can't even tell if I just woke up. My concept of self had... But now doesn't seem to be the time to indulge in this feeling. This is really embarrassing. You all just rescued an Archon, and now she needs your help to save her country, and even the entire world. It's okay. With you here, there's one more thing. What is it? For all the things the academia did to me, and for all the folly it committed in the name of wisdom, as their Archon, I will make them pay. Ah! Wow! That's... I understand now. To be a better Archon, I first need to better my... If you haven't even figured out how to be a caterpillar, how can you be a butterfly? Yes, true. We need to hurry and prevent the I need to make some preparations. Since I'm now free, first things first, I need to remove the restrictions that the doctor put on me. After that, I'll make some adjustments and revoke the sage's permissions. The Akasha will then be like how it originally was, only operable by the Archon. After all, the Academia betrayed Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's trust. This might take some time. If we don't stop the God creation plan in time... You might as well prepare for a fight! When we're done, we can take... How's it going, Nick? I'm done with the parts that needed mine. Although it's my first time working with the Akasha like this, its internal structure and operation procedures are easy for me to understand. Oh, also, this is for you. Huh? What's this little... It's a small device I put together just now. You can think of it as an upgraded Akasha terminal. You may not need it right now, but it should be helpful in certain situations. Wait! This thing has the same character. We're both small things that float! Oh, all the things that make Paimon special got copied! It's alright, Paimon. It's only a flying device, but you're the traveler's irreplaceable friend. You're so good at comforting people. I was simply telling you what I feel. Nahida, you're a natural at this. What you just said made By the way, even though I'm the Archon and in control of myself again, you may have heard that an Archon's power is derived from their people's faith. However, if we get into a situation where combat is our only option, I'll have to count on you, and I'm glad I can So the God of Wisdom isn't good at fighting? I've located where the false god is. Time is of the essence.
Chivalry will never die.
What is this place? Wow. Who would have thought there'd be a place like this? The sages wanted to realize their god creation plan without being discovered. The safest and most convenient way would be to build... That's true. They were already hiding one god, so why not two? Judging from the structure here, the project is a huge undertaking. The sages really saw the god creation plan as their ult, but this place doesn't look like it could have been constructed. The Fatui under the doctor sure didn't hold back. They provided a lot of technological support. Yeah, or else they wouldn't have been that generous. Is that it, though? I've always felt that this doctor is different from the Academia sages. He doesn't seem... Instead of being interested in the end product, it's like he's enjoying the experimental process. The Fatui Harbingers are all such weirdos. So, this Fatui that they're trying to turn into a god, we had previously come into contact with his consciousness. He harbors particularly strong obsession. One is the desire for a gnosis, since he was created to be the vessel for one. The other obsession is probably related to his past. Paimon knows that he was a prototype puppet for the Raiden Shogun before he became a Fatui Heart. That's why he wants a Gnosis so badly. There's no way he'd willingly be a test subject. Not with that temper and ego of his.
It sounds like you know the Balladeer quite well. I see. Tell me more about him and what the more we know now, the better we can plan for and react to any future situation. Ah, I see. How fascinating. Alright, time to go. Let's get through here.
Time to work!
Solidify!
Work up with your back into it quickly! Time to fulfill my duty! No slacking off!
Gather!
I guess this is it.
It looks like we can climb up these pipes. Seems all messed up. Let's go around and see if there's a way to fix it.
No, my sword!
It seems to have stopped. Let's continue.
Your fate.
Solidify!
Send this quickly! This isn't good.
There is no escape! One like a fart!
Rain outlines your fate.
Pay your dues.
Everything!
Can't run from death.
Maybe there's something wrong with the tracks. Let's try adjusting the direction of the device to clear the tracks.
Let's move!
Illusion shattered!
Gather! Order guide!
No, my sword!
Solidify! No more!
There is no escape!
I'll approve!
Stay right.
No, my sword!
I guess this is it. Command is order.
I hear everything!
You can't run! Well, let's try.
Red outlines your face. No, my sword!
Not too far. Stabilize. This was well done. Feels clogged. The heat too low.
One after another!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Little cold!
Order guide. Solidify.
Illusion shattered!
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Looking at its operational status, we must prepare for the worst. The god they wanted to create is likely close to completion or already completed.
Oh no! What should we do? Paimon can't imagine how hard it...
Are you?
If you really want to know...
Yes, I am. This is probably the first time I faced with... I feel not just nervous, but...
Curious?
Curious about our fate. To me, everything we perceive in this world, everything we learn, and everything that happens to us is considered knowledge. And if it's a form of knowledge, then it... However, Only fate is about that which has yet to occur, so it has always drawn my curiosity. So to me, fate is the ultimate knowledge. That's also why I love observing humans and all the things that... And now, at long, I will personally experience my own fate with you by my side.
Ah, so that's what you mean. Paimon thinks she understands what you're...
Agreed. Okay, let's continue on. I can sense his aura from here.
Who would have thought the world would be so eager for my birth? I remember you, Booer, the god of wisdom, and standing beside you, the traveler.
Is he all-knowing and powerful now like Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
No, I can't feel the same kind of divinity I felt from the Greater Lord. It seems that the sages didn't get the chance to infuse the divine knowledge capsules into him. But even still, he has undoubtedly become a true god now.
So we're too late? The Balladeer has already become a god?
The Balladeer, a long bygone title. When my spirit ascended to divinity, I felt as if I had existed for the same number of epochs as heaven and earth. Looking back, the existence of what once called itself Kunikazushi appears infinitely small and ugly.
This imposing aura, it really feels...
A body that capitalizes on the Balladeer's original construction as a mechanical puppet, with the Gnosis serving as a constant power supply. How much effort and resources did the sages put into this? From a purely technological perspective, it's a commendable achievement indeed. It's no exaggeration to say, this is the culmination of human wisdom.
You sure are something! Dishing out compliments at a time like this?
But I don't think he's reached the spiritual height of a god.
Strife is engraved upon every god and every gnosis brought forth into this world. Can you feel it? The exhilaration of such power, and the thrill of anticipation for...
Hito wouldn't feel the same things as you!
Do you not realize that you are interrupting a conversation between gods? Lowly creature, know your place!
The strife engraved upon a gnosis. You're talking about the Archon. Tevat's current peace was not easily won. I didn't personally participate in the Archon War, but the way I see it, all those losses were meaningless, driven by the demands of the laws. There's...
Is that so? Yet I am deep... This is a first. Encountering a god in this world who does not crave power. No wonder your own people have abandoned you, god of wisdom. Your judgment is as your existence. Unsubstantial. This is where everything ends, Booer, the god of wisdom. You should know that wisdom cannot solve every problem. Like now, where your only Come! Let us reenact a scene of the Archon War. Come. Sure!
There is no escape! Now! Let's nip that in the
Insignificant pest!
Oh, my soul! Illusion shattered! I hear everything! Keep up!
Perish!
Shine down!
At my command, you shall fall! Tremble! Burn to oblivion! Gather! Kneel!
Illusion shattered! Kill! Shine down! Come with the force! Illusion shattered!
Solidified!
I'll uproot!
Reality is pain! This is supposed to be a battle between gods, yet you choose to hide behind a mortal. And now, you're acting like you'd sacrifice yourself for a human. Are you having fun proving a false sense of heroism to yourself, Booer?
The data collection is almost complete. Do you even know how many times you've tried to take my gnosis from me? We just concluded the 168th loop. Did you know that in the effort to create you, the people of Sumeru were forced to live through the exact same number of Sub-Zerus festivals and Samsara cycles?
The power of dreams. When did you use it on me? You can't even defeat me in a dream. What do you hope to achieve with this little trick?
Come, Traveler. Just like before. Allow me to awaken the memories in your dreams.
All that battle experience!
It's more than that. compile everyone's wisdom in the name of the Archon. That is the original function of the Akasha. I've sent everything that happened just now to the people of Sumeru in the form of knowledge. I've asked them to help you find a way to defeat the false god. Sumeru's wisdom is at your disposal.
Meaningless tricks won't save you. Are you done with your tricks? Can I finally take this as a real battle between gods?
I'll leave this to you, the first sage of Booer.
1,000 eons, mine to dominate! Kneel!
Temple of Wisdom! This may turn a little.
Can't see? Let's nip that in the butt. Keep up. Stabilize. Burn to oblivion! Reality is pain! Solidify! Good riddance, cruel world. Your new god awakens!
I'm feeling a little...
Now, kneel! Humans. Filthy humans.
Gnosis! That's mine! Don't even try! I'll never go back!
We haven't yet found the answer to the most important mystery. Irminsul is still waiting to be saved. With the power of another Gnosis, we may now finally understand the last memory of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. That's right. This is the last memory of my predecessor.
This sure seems very different from what Paimon imagined.
Yes, that is our destination. But I didn't expect the remaining consciousness. Forbidden knowledge? It seems you know about a concept that even... Your forbidden knowledge once polluted the desert thousands of years ago. Then, a second instance of forbidden knowledge but I'm afraid it is much more serious this time.
So, if we're in the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, and it's also been affected...
Yes. It's very possible that she sacrificed her life. She didn't completely eradicate forbidden knowledge, but if it weren't for her actions, the pollution would have been far more... The way that everyone, including me, has forgotten everything about forbidden knowledge may...
Aww. Do you feel sad?
I'm just sharing her pain. The pollution of her consciousness here is severe. There is madness, chaos, and pain. Did she fight to resist the forbidden knowledge pollution in such terrible conditions, all the way up to her last breath? She even used her last remnant of lucid consciousness to leave a clue for us to follow. Yes, her words were distorted by forbidden knowledge, so that's all we could hear. But now, we have a chance to find the answer. We can cross the polluted consciousness until we found the right path to meet with her lucid and then, we'll let Greater Lord Rukkhadevata tell us the truth in person. Each of us need to be mindful of the state of... Even with the Gnosis's protection, we must always keep a clear mind. Otherwise...
That's so scary.
Don't worry, it should be easy.
In the air? Then why is there a huge boat?
That's the bowl of consciousness.
What are these? The monsters seem to have been affected by them.
Rain outlines your face.
Solidify! Quake!
There is no escape!
One like a forest.
Illusion shattered!
Rain outlines your fate.
I'll uproot you. Enshroud!
The falling sigil has appeared in the sky!
Stabilize!
Can't see? Let's nip that in the bud.
Order guide you! Solidify!
Rain outlines your fate.
Enshroud! I'll uproot you.
Rain cutter. No, my sword. Yes,
There is no escape!
Stabilize!
One like a forest. I hear everything.
I will have order!
Can't see. I'll uproot you.
This is order! Solidify!
rain outlines your fate.
Illusion shattered! To control the boat of consciousness, we need to find the helm first. We changed direction. Are we still going the right way?
Judge. We'll be arriving at our destination soon. How are you feeling? Are your minds still intact?
Huh? But everything's been...
Hopefully there won't be any more interruptions.
Are you saying you've never met Greater Lord Ruka Divine?
No. It seems that my birth and her death took place at the same time. Otherwise, I think she would have given me a little more guidance, and I could have done a better job.
Hey, you've done a great job, Nahida. So, is this the place you were talking about? The base of Irminsul?
Well, this is the place.
We're here to find Greater Lord Rook, but the one standing over there...
Is that... me? Are you... Greater Lord Rukkhadevata?
Yes, that's me. Are you surprised by my appearance? Irminsul and the surrounding lands have been reproduced here as they were years ago. But this is just a realm of consciousness. We are manifestations of the same nature. Hence why we would appear exactly the same.
We're of the same nature? Why?
Because you are me, and I am you. You are me in the new samsara.
The new samsara?
As Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, I'm the avatar of Irminsul. And you are the purest branch snapped from Irminsul. Imagine it this way. Even if a tree dies, its branches will eventually take root and grow, continuing the tree's life in another form. I'm merely the remaining consciousness of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real me has presumably died a long time ago. Judging from your appearance, I've probably been dead for 500 years. But you're finally here. My new self in the samsara.
If this is true, then am I...
Though we share the same nature, our fates are bound to be different. When a branch grows into a mature tree, it won't be the same as the original tree.
That's why fate is the ultimate knowledge, isn't it?
That's a great insight. Yes, very good. It's also precisely why you won't become like me.
Really?
But perhaps you may become an even greater Archon than I. I already see a determination in you that I didn't possess in my time, and the future that it leads you, along with the blessings from your past experiences. Don't worry. The growth of wisdom is like that of a plant. You only need to wait quietly for the flower to bloom.
Come to think of it, the sages never had the faintest inkling of the meaning of wisdom.
Thank you. Nothing makes me happier than discovering that the Archon I always admired was in fact myself in another fate. It's so nice to speak with you, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
The feeling is mutual. From the moment I snapped the branch off Irminsul and created you, I've also looked forward to talking with you.
Could you tell me why you wanted to create me? And what exactly happened when you died?
Ah, I see. You're here seeking answers, right? Everything that day, even the sky itself, changed into a color like this. At that time, the seven were all summoned to the nation of Conria. Except for me. I had a more important task to attend to. I had to protect Irminsul. The disaster occurred together with the pollution of forbidden knowledge. At that very moment, with my consciousness connected to Irminsul, the pain started to torment my mind. By the time I reached Irminsul, had I not repelled the pollution of forbidden knowledge with King Deshret thousands of years ago, I might have felt even more hopeless and lost.
So what exactly is?
It's a kind of knowledge that doesn't belong to this world, and a form of truth that can't be understood. It came from the very bottom of the abyss. Even I could never understand it. The world is constantly rejecting it, leading to all kinds of bad phenomena. If we allow forbidden knowledge to pollute Irminsul, I'm afraid the entirety of Tevat could fall apart.
So, there's knowledge that even the God of Wisdom can't understand?
At that time, I knew I couldn't repel the forbidden knowledge with my strength alone. which is why I created a device that compiled human wisdom.
It's truly the world's most amazing invention.
Thank you. Though it was selfish to do so, I borrowed people's dreams using the Akasha. Then I compiled their wisdom and all of my own power.
Well, did it work?
Thanks to the wisdom of the people of Sumeru, almost all the forbidden knowledge was cleared from Irminsul. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. And then I remembered that my consciousness was also connected with Irminsul. It brought me knowledge and wisdom from the very beginning. My existence had been polluted.
Oh no. I've experienced that pain in your consciousness. It must have been a horrible...
Yes, but my feelings weren't important. Even if I died, my existence and everything related to me would continue to exist in Irminsul as memories and knowledge. And there's no way for me to eliminate myself. It would be a sort of paradox. So, I took the purest branch of Irminsul as my incarnation in the next, all in hopes that you would come here and remove me and my pollution.
Wait, no, I can't.
So you realize what that implies? You are very smart, and Irminsul has all the knowledge and memories of this world. And as you've realized just now, removing me from Irminsul means I essentially will never have existed in this world, but this is the only way to save Irminsul.
People love you so much, and they've missed you so much. How can we just forget you like this? Is there really no other way?
You're the god of wisdom, Boer. You should know that there is no other way.
But this is so cruel. I don't want to forget you.
No need to feel so sad, Boer. As someone who delights in wisdom, these are the words in their entirety. The answer: let the world completely forget me. We all nestle under the great tree of wisdom, peering out to perceive the world. From the earth and from the rain, we perceive its wonders, until we become a white bird to perch atop a branch, and finally snap off the most important leaf. Once upon a time, I alone dreamed in this world. In my dreams, everybody would also dream after they fell asleep. Wild and wonderful thoughts would emerge from their minds. Some tumbled to the ground, and others floated to the sky, connecting all things in the world into one dazzling net. Among a plethora of worlds were numerous smaller worlds, all of fate, finding within the tapestry their brilliant glow. I gradually understood that these indescribable and constantly changing things are the most profound things in the world. Only they can completely repel the madness. Only dreams can awaken consciousness from the deepest darkness. I'm the one who posed this question, yet also the one who sought a solution. Saving the world with the dreams of the people used to be my answer. And now, you've also found your own answer, and I shall return all the dreams to the people. Goodbye, people of Sumeru. May you be blessed tonight with the sweetest of dreams.
I'm alright. I'm just a little confused. We've just saved the world, right? So why am I crying? I don't know where this feeling inside of me is coming from, but I feel very sad. Just now, we used the power of two gnosis to successfully connect with the Ermin soul consciousness from 500 years ago. Then, we removed the remaining pollution from Ermin soul.
Yeah, what's wrong? Weren't you there just now?
Huh? That sound. Traveler!
I've been waiting here far too long. But finally I have the chance to be alone with you. All the precious time I wasted has finally paid.
The doctor! What have you done?
Just a type of sound wave that can quickly put defenseless people into a dream. This is the only thing of interest I found among the sage's research. Don't worry. I know you would never forgive me if I actually killed them. I'm here to negotiate with you. Naturally, I won't do anything dangerous that could potentially—
Negotiate with me? I heard you had already left Sumeru.
I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru. Even the God of Wisdom is restricted by the habits of cognition.
You mean—
An astute guess. Even the same individual will have different cognitions at different ages. A long time ago, I made a major decision in hopes of preserving all my perspectives of how I observed the world. Observation is the first step of any experiment, but observing the current world doesn't satisfy me. So I saved segments of all my ages and made them into independent individuals. That's all there is to it. Indulge me. How does the God of Wisdom—
It's an insult to the very concept of life. Life inherently has many rules and restrictions, each with its own significance.
Indeed, it's difficult for humans to make peace with themselves.
Since you were in the academia, why wait until now to show up? You could very well have stopped us and helped that fake god.
Simple. Let me ask you this. Would any staff member ever help the subject in the middle of an experiment? It was my experiment. So why should I interfere with the—
The academia saw the plan to create a god as their ultimate goal. Yet you only saw it as You really are crazy. If the experiment succeeded, you would have had— Would you still take the same stance? Would you still hold the same view of your—
I'm first and foremost a scholar. These results should be left to the judgment of the hypothetical me confronted with that outcome. But you're right. And that—
As an individual, you don't have any sense of belonging. You seem to have even fewer convictions than a typical scholar.
Oh no, I certainly have my own convictions. They just don't fit your standards, that's all. All right, that's enough conversation for today. The experiment is over, and it's time to tidy up the equipment and reclaim— For example, Lesser Lord Kusanali, you're an intelligent Archon. I'm sure you understand the disparity in our combat abilities.
Didn't you say you were here to negotiate with me? Somehow, it's starting to seem like you—
After all, I'm also a scholar. Naturally, I hope to show proper respect.
Your hypocrisy is built on absolute confidence. I understand your scheme, but... what if I were to destroy the Gnosis now and awaken the heavenly principles?
Awaken the heavenly principle? Do you think that's really possible?
The heavenly principles have been silent for many years, but the Gnosis are symbols of their control over Tevat and all the laws. Will the destruction of a Gnosis attract the attention of the heavenly principles? And if so, how do the Fatui plan to deal? Do you dare to gamble such a possibility?
Gamble? How I thought you would show evidence or use rigorous reasoning to prove your point. The word gamble is the last thing I expected to hear from the... But this is a clever move. You must have seen through me when I first captured your consciousness. As a scholar, I respect all possibilities. This has always been my Indeed, I can't ignore this possibility.
This foreign Gnosis will only lead to disaster if it stays in. But this Electro-Gnosis is the prize I obtained after defeating one of your fellow Harbin. Now, as the one who initiated this cascade of events, shouldn't you pay the
price? Interesting. What price would you...
How about erasing all your other segments?
So this is how you wish to restrict me, the most threatening opponent of the Nation of Wisdom. What you request of me? Segments are extraordinarily difficult to make. They require extremely rare resources and enormous amounts of time and effort. Yes, how very interesting. Among all the versions of me, this segment you see now is the most selfish. If it weren't me, your idea wouldn't have worked. What did you see when you were imprisoned? You were observing me, and that's how you know I've long grown tired of their doubts and endless argument.
Like you said, it's difficult to make peace with yourself. Being as smart as you are, have you managed to do that?
I see. If you think all those versions of me are worth a gnosis, then...
You sure didn't hesitate much. Is the relationship between all the versions of you...
I don't think there's any need to dwell on that. The surplus versions of me can be exchanged for a gnosis. Do you think anyone can offer themselves at a higher price? Besides, with my abilities, it's only a matter of time until I find better perspectives. Perhaps it's best to say, but what I'd like to know is, how can you be sure that I've
I can see your remaining honesty.
What a ridiculous decision! You can't be serious!
How could I have been so
short-sighted? You think this is the end? I'll have my revenge!
You'll make this moment count.
You will regret this!
Well, have you confirmed that it's complete?
Here, take it. The future of Sumeru City will be in my hands alone. I will shut down the Akasha and let curiosity and the thirst for knowledge drive the realm of academics once again. There won't be any further gaps for you to exploit.
It truly pains me that my academic achievements have never been appreciated in my homeland. Of course, I have no interest in being rejected by this city for a third time. Another chess piece. And where is your dendronosis?
Don't be greedy, Harbinger of Snezhnaya.
No, this is a different transaction. If you intend to turn off the Akasha anyway, then there's no further use for the Gnosis of Sumeru, is there? Besides, isn't it the Archon's duty to deliver what's desired of the Seeker? Oh, judging from your expression, you don't seem to find the idea very agreeable. Then let's think of it this way.
Since you're the god of wisdom...
People exchanging knowledge with the god of wisdom is the stuff of legends. Yet here you wish to exchange knowledge for the god of wisdom's property. Arrogant as that is, it has piqued my interest.
Let me ask you, have you in all your mighty knowledge ever heard the rumor that the skies of
Huh?
That's the secret hidden by Ermin's soul concerning the truth of this world. Once I finish telling you about this, it will be time for me to say, with negotiations, we've all gotten what we wanted.
Your arrogance may know no bounds, and convictions may mean nothing to you. But I'll still listen to what you have to say.
Together! Okay. Are you awake? Kali says it's time for breakfast. Come on, get up! Good morning! How are you feeling today? Good to hear. It looks like we've recovered pretty well. Not even Tainari could stop us from going out now, right? Come on, Traveler.
Keep up. Good morning. Looks like you're awake.
Yep.
I prepared some breakfast today. Please have a taste. I hope...
It's nice to have you here so we can eat some...
Well, now that I've recovered from Alizar, I'm feeling better than ever. I can even prepare 4 or 5 meals a day now.
And Paimon bets they're all delicious.
Oh, by the way, someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with you after... Oh, it's... We're going to hold a feast at the Grand Bazaar as heroes of Sumeru.
Oh, I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. That's amazing. Sometimes I'm really envious of strong and...
Oh, anyway, let's go to...
Oh, before you...
No, my sword!
Good morning. How do you feel today?
We feel much better. How about you?
I'm recovering well. Thanks for asking.
But from the looks of it, you seem to be already...
It's fine. I'm not that... The Elazar patients have recovered, as well as Hypatia. For now, I only need to tend to my far...
It seems once Irminsul started getting better...
Yes, but there are still some residual of... The withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear. We forest rangers will...
By the way, we have some good news. Sino got his position.
This news is hardly new.
Huh? You mean he was already here? Why did...
He visited once, but he was afraid of disturbing you while you were resting. He just asked me a few questions and left.
And you probably already know all about the
Celebration feast? No, I...
Huh? But didn't Milu say in her letter that they would celebrate
Perhaps, or alternatively, he doesn't know.
Come to think of it, Sino doesn't seem like the type who'd enjoy a celebration feast. You and Kale are both Sino's close friends. Why don't you come to the feast with...
Kala has taken over some of my tasks these days. I don't think she'll have time for it. You see, some VIPs have come to the forest recently.
Huh?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved in recent incidents have begun their training in the Avidya forest, and the people they had previously imprisoned have all been released.
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured and his condition is stable. Lesser Lord Kusanali, in her boundless mercy, has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly, they were ashamed of their shallow ideologies and have decided to dedicate the rest of their lives. When they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul, they were shocked at first, but also became happy, feeling that the sacred light guiding them. As a result, work has increased for the forest rangers.
That sounds really exciting.
There's nothing we can do, really. But that's another topic. Back to the matter at hand.
Ah, right! We're here to request permission.
You've recovered well. You may go, but be...
Yay!
Rain outlines your fate.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at that time. Everything has already been
Mr. Zubair, I finished tallying things up here. Well, except for the guests.
Is a simple reply.
Oh, it'll be fine.
I was
Hey, Nilu!
Traveler, Paimon.
We got your letters, so here we are!
You're the best. The other guests haven't even replied yet.
Huh? Are we the only ones that...
Yeah. I had someone deliver letters to...
Look, I get it. Sumeru is an extremely Nilu is Sumeru's #1
If you consider enjoying... Because Paimon thinks...
That's right. We all think Nilu is an absolute Master Zubair.
Nonsense. But in...
Ooh, good.
There's always a lot going on.
Yeah. Traveler and Paimon, could you help if for some reason they didn't receive?
Yeah. We can also check out how...
As for Sino, I'm not too sure about as for Dunyarzad.
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
Rain outlines your fate.
We haven't seen Al-Haytham anywhere. Let's ask that person. Hey there, have you seen Al-Haytham around?
Yes, it seems
scribe Al-Haytham, but you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today.
Oh? Who else was looking?
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible their relationship is. And you two are here. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip about the sages.
No way! We're strictly here on business.
Ah, I see. Sorry, I thought maybe everyone's as interested in rumors.
Should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over there! But
just put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academia.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have disappeared.
Oh, you sound surprised. I thought you would already know the inside story.
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe.
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kave, light of the Ksharawar. Besides, as a master builder and
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment, and anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
Oh, you... See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. Your ridiculous and arrogant attitude...
It seems that you really can't stand my...
Ha! What was your first clue?
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh. And don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
Are they having a fight?
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction project?
Don't get me started. I get angry just thinking of...
So, what great building did our master architect work?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my...
No. I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably would... which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first... Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when Sumeru needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came together to save Sumeru from a crisis.
Ha! And you think I'd believe that?
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his accomplices have all been overthrown.
Huh? What nonsense.
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage.
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
Ray outlines meet your fate.
Hey, Alhaitham.
Oh, it's you two.
We're running some errands for Nilu. Have you...
Letter?
Nilu said she sent out a letter inviting everyone...
If she addressed the letter to Alhaitham of the Academia, then the letter... I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check for any new mail at my office.
Have you always been so busy with your work?
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently, and the whole Academia was
Tighnari told us they all went to train in the Avidia Forest. Apparently they will spend their...
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the Academia.
Yeah, you're right. Huh.
Yes. It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great... Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6... Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools. And among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were...
So who's managing things in the other 4 schools now? Do they need to find someone new?
Yes. Normally, new sages are selected based on...
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connect...
Yes, about that. The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the Academia. But I refused.
Huh?
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before, I don't like being a leader.
Oh, all right.
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important affairs within the Academia. And the first thing I'll do is reject Kash...
By the way, who was that other person?
Do we look like friends?
Paimon doesn't know. That's why...
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say he's the representative for Ksharawar scholars. Which is exactly why he always has so many problems.
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the people...
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since you are our planner, remember to...
Alright, I'll see you there.
Paimon, I hear? Huh? It's been a while.
Dad! It's been so long since we've seen you.
I'm doing well. I can go as far as... I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it.
Yeah!
That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a...
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You are...
I guess I'm just...
Resignation? You mean you're...
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homianis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and we appreciate you very much. It wouldn't be a problem if you...
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. You should know. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be...
I want to take a risky job and put my body to the test.
Huh? But we literally just finished one of the most dangerous...
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that.
We just came from talking with I'll hate them.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the academia?
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and I'll hate them told me that now was a good time to find a job in the academia. But
whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither. But I think Dia would look
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. I'll hate them probably just like the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So he suggested I find some work in the academia.
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually, because you're super...
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all kinds of danger.
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your bodyguard has been unfamiliar territory for me.
I don't want to see you go, but...
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. That makes me happy too. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed.
Huh? Wait a second. You make it...
Well, no. Not yet, at least. I promised my lady...
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time?
Oh, did Nilu write to us?
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos.
Huh. It was probably... My lady has been very energetic.
Right. And we tend to leave...
So what it really sounds...
I bet the letter's at the reception desk. I'll go check later.
No wonder there...
Sorry.
It must be something important for...
Yes! She said they were preparing a victory feast in the...
Great!
I'll be... Count me in too. But is there some sort of dress code or anything for the feast?
Since it's being organized by Nilu, I don't think she'll be too picky about that.
All right, then...
The feast will be held in 2 days!
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting...
Oh!
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally...
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do in our village. As for Raman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember... Don't mention it.
All right, It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village. Ah, there's Sino!
What brings you here?
We recovered well, and...
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still...
And Tighnari is recovered...
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him.
You're welcome. Tighnari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive.
But why are you just standing here?
I'm meeting some people.
Oh!
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. They're still at the usual place. You can go there if you'd like to see them. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into...
Roman!
Oh, you know me?
Oh, well, you're pretty famous in the academia.
Don't worry, these are our friends. No need...
I see.
I'm doing well.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life...
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I suppose I should start by saying I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar,
Instead, you could... I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have...
I can see...
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so...
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with...
Yes. It's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for That is the true meaning of education and
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. The stars have always guided
Oh, please. Where's all of...
You deserve the...
Sataria's idea will bring much good to many people.
At first, I feared it was As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart. As if there were... Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never These words sparked something and I gathered up the
Azar has received much needed punishment. Though, if you ask me, it may have been too...
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss My plan was able to go smoothly thanks to him and Ram.
You're all doing so much for the
Aside from that, I also have some other business.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her, and I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for Sino and Lesser Lord...
Apart from this, the academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and Sataria know as soon as We must be persistent about this, and maintain...
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had a glimmer of... Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, Kasal. I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers. Then we'll want...
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some...
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf... Neither wanted... A celebration feast at the feast will also be celebrating... although...
Celebration? Feast? It's the first I've heard of it.
Tainari was right. He really didn't know.
This feast is for you.
It's rare to see that kind of expression from Lord Sino. You must not let...
No, not really. But I'll go.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after Miss Sataria.
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, the message is... I'm sorry for how I treated you before. But now I understand the beauty of your dance. It's like a light. You and the art you symbolize are not only beautiful, but also lively and powerful. So much so that it was prohibited. Please keep dancing. And someday, I'll be able to appreciate your...
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as well.
Got it.
Today's the big day! Let's go to the Grand Bazaar and see... Looks like we're the last ones to...
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some work.
But we're not late, are we?
I propose that the last one who arrived be put in charge of today's speeches.
Nah, there won't be any speeches today.
Oh, really?
Come join us over here. Let's share.
Everything looks quite good.
Wow! Paimon can't wait! Trap... Whoa.
The food was specially. Everyone that came said that you.
Feels kinda nice to be.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job.
My lady's short.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that participated in the great plan.
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive together. It's a...
We owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was against us and feeling like...
That's how I remember.
It's luck that brought us together. And moreover, judging from the
Yeah. Everyone gave it. It was almost like a performance. Everyone played their part. And thanks.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was a.
Yes! Even after being abandoned and neglected so many times, she's fine. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
No, everything you said is...
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this.
Even if those two those sages really have some nerve. 500... If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more severe...
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere in any way. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation to become the Grand Sage?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling the selection process...
Why? Because he dethroned Azar from
Could you try to put it another way? This is a good thing, yet you're making it sound like...
But seriously though, I always wondered if you had some personal motives behind it.
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with... If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued. I hadn't...
By that, you mean your life working as the Academia...
Precisely.
Wait,
It's... So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came up with all...
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the...
You flatter me.
All right then. How about you? You've already
That's right.
will you be happy with that?
It's not about being happy.
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be happy.
Thank you. I'll keep that...
I seldom participate in such lively gatherings. No. The Grand Bazaar... That Oh well.
ここは雰囲気もよく、食べ物もうまい。ああ、めったにないが悪くない。 近頃は忙しくてな。そうでなかったらお前たちを連れて回ることもできたんだが、仲間なんだ。この宴は悪くない。
いざ。
お嬢様。
それグランドバザールって。
そうですね。
ニーローがあなたたちも呼んでくれて。
おいおい。
おい、どうしたんだよ。頭がぐらぐら揺れてるけど。おいおい、こんなところで急に寝るなよ。おいらがもうちょっとお前ももちろん反対。私よ。私のわがままのせいね。あなたと話がしたいと思っていたら、ついあなたと接続してしまっていたの。私たちの関係はまるでつる草とその後ろにある壁みたい。本当に不思議だわ。今日グランドバザールで盛大な祝賀会が開かれてるって聞いたから見に来たくなってね。抜け出し、最近はあの件の後処理に追われてるから本当に時間がなくて。あなたには本当にたくさん助けてもらったけれど、もう一つ私に代わってこのお願いは迷惑だ。でも私がいきなり、もし参加者の誰かを驚かせてしまって、分かったわ。決めたわ。自分でみんなに礼を言うのを勧めたのはあなたでしょ。だから少しあなたの体を借りることにしたわ。悪く思わないでちょうだい。つる草だって壁を伝ってより空に近い場所に行きたがるものだから。みんな、目が覚めたのか。ちょうど食べ物。私よ。その声、ナヒだ。
なんだなんだ、どういうことだ。
まさかグランドバザールでクラクサナリレビ様の意識と対話できるとは面白い。
いやいや、絶対違うよ。あなたは本当。こんにちは、ミーロ。私のことを知ってるのです。あなたたちのことは全員知っているわよ。ミーロ、アルハイゼン、
クラクサナリデビ様。
こうして勝手に旅人の体を借りたのは、直接みんなにお礼を言いたかった。身の安全を顧みず、教令員、賢者、博士、残票。もしも今回あなたたちがいなかったら、私だけでなくスメール、そしてテイワット全土がさらに深刻な不幸に見舞われている。あなたたちのことを人々は神を救った英雄と呼んでいるけれど、私の心からの感謝を。
クラクサナリデビ様はスメールのためにたくさんのことをしてくれました。それに比べて
ドニアザード、あなたの受けた病は私のそばに付き添い。
こんなにも仰々しくしていただく必要はありません。もとより
教令員と送信様の関係は 元からこうあるべきだったものだ。
そうだな。神なのにそんな謙虚だなんて、そんなに気を使わなくてもいいと。
この計画に参加できて、私、ありがとう。みんな、本当に、感謝している。起きたか？昨日はぐっすり眠れた。ナヒーダがいなくなった後も結構たくさん食べてたよな。お前も食いしん坊になってきたみたいだぜ。つまり食いしん坊の分野ではオイラがよし。目が覚この時間は教令院にいるはずだ。こんにちは。昨晩は本当に楽しかった。まるで今も水面の上を漂うろうそく。オイラたちもだぞ。そう。あの件以降、アーカー社は元のようには総合的に判断した結果、でもこれは決して悪いことではない。もともとアーカー社によって知識を管理することは、もとより人々の好奇心を制限し、可能性を消し去ってしまう。今はまだアーカー社を失ったことに違和感を覚える人々もいるわ。だけど、すぐに今の生活の方が良くて、彼らにとって、そして、スメールの今後についてだけど、私は、再び教令院の実験。元いた賢者はすでに受けるべき罰を受けた。そして新たな賢者はまだ選出され、新たな世代の六大賢者にはより学術の方面に長けていてほしいわね。それからキングデジェレトの民と砂漠区域の住民たちはこれまでもうすでにこれについては対応を進めているわ。何を再建するにも時間は必要だけど、文化、友情、信頼。彼はずっと意識を失ったままなの。だから、あなたが彼のことを不安視するのはわかるけれど、かつて神になった彼の体には、とても有用な特質がいくつかの。心配しないで。彼が悪さをしないよう。それから彼の体にはいくつか謎があるわ。私の視点から見るとはっきりし、これから先のことは彼の運次第。あそこに行くのね。正義の国。私が知っている限りではあの国の運営は正義に関する審判の。そいつらの神が民を審判。いいえ、フォンテーヌには最高審判官が一人いるの。一般的には神である。でも全ての審判においてフォカロルスが欠席することはほぼ皆無。そして神である彼女も最終判決に影響を与える権利をとにかく博士のせいであなたが眠った後、何が起こったのか知りたい。
でも形勢は劣っていたけれど、博士と対等の取引、あなたも覚えているでしょ。あなたの運命を変えた事実。天理は500年前のカーン・ルイヤの災い以降、今の今まで沈黙を保っている。もしも私がこの神の心を破壊すれば、天理を呼び覚ますかもしれないってね。ただの法則に関わるようなレベルの破壊を天理も黙って見過ごすわけがないから。私が神の心で何を交換したかについてだけど、博士に対する罰、そして知恵の神である私でさえ断れないような知識。本当に？まだ一つ。あなたの妹さんについてよ。あなたが休養していたここ数日、世界樹の中からあなたの妹さんについての情報を探してみたの。
そうだな。世界樹にあるのはテイワット大陸。
あなたについてはその通りよ。確かに世界樹にはあなたについて、でもあなたの探しているあの血縁者はあなたとは違うみたいなの。なんだって？言い換えると、彼女はこの世界の人間なのかもしれないわね。
それはおかしいぞ。お前ら二人ともテイワット大陸に。
私の触れられる記録の中では、あなたの血縁者は突如としてカーン・ルイヤに現れたの。カーン・ルイヤの災いの後、彼女はテイワット各国でも、彼女の旅が終わりに近づいた時、世界樹にある彼女についての記録。
ぼやけた？
確かなのは、誰かが何らかの理由で意図的に彼女の運命を隠しているということよ。そしてそれができるものは、
でもこの情報からじゃ、なんでこいつの
一つ特筆すべき点があるわ。私の知る限り、ファディの情報システムにおいても、彼らはあなたの血縁者を降臨者の範疇には含めていないということよ。
降臨者って？
私が神の心でファデューと一体何の情報を交換したか、その中の非常に重要な一部こそ、この世界の降臨者、この世界に属さない外来的存在のことよ。旅人、あなたはテイワットの第4降臨者なの。
え？それってつまりファデュイの情報？
ええ。私が推測する限り、第1降臨者は今、そして他の降臨者の存在についてはまだ時間をかけて交渉する必要がある。
なんかとんでもな。
でもこれら情報を教えても、あなたたちの抱える全ての疑問を解くことはできないのでしょ。私も数々の疑問が心に残っていて、時間をかけて整理する必要があるわ。ええ。もう少ししたらあなたも出発してスメールを離れるのよね。私はあなたを待ち構えている運命にとても興味がある。
お前に出会えて。
私こそ。さて、とりあえずお話はここまでにしましょう。